So I got a request to talk about Panzer Dragoon and why I love it so much, and I'm going to try and tie it all into Neverending Nightmares and how it serves as an inspiration. So firstly, I am nuts for Panzer Dragoon. I mentioned, I think on blogs or whatever, that I bought an Xbox One just for Crimson Dragon, which is essentially the spiritual successor to Panzer Dragoon. But now I have purchased a Windows Phone for Crimson Dragon Side Story. Oops, it came off here. Well, anyway, the spin-off, which released first to Crimson Dragon, available only on Windows Phone. Actually, I really love the phone. Well, I wish I would have been able to get the Nokia, especially the one with the 41 megapixels, but I'm on Sprint, and I mean, I don't know, I like it so far. Screen's big. Anyway, I'm not talking about phones. So, check this out. We have Panzer Dragoon, Panzer Dragoon 2, and the greatest game ever made, Panzer Dragoon Saga. And I think I actually have Panzer Dragoon Saga, the Saturn Japanese one somewhere, I don't know. Anyway, the thing that's amazing about these games is they really feel like they're creating a world. And I think this is something that a lot of games fall flat on, is they create all this gorgeous art, but it doesn't really feel like a world. It doesn't feel like alien or interesting. It's just like, oh, you know, I'm walking through here and walking through there, and Panzer Dragoon really captured that. But what's the most amazing thing is the graphics for Panzer Dragoon are terrible. It's a Saturn game, and so, like, you can see... too close for the camera to focus. Oops, no, it's on my face. Hide. No, I can't do it right. So, yeah, anyway, I don't know if it's focusing, but the graphics are bad. You know, and certainly it's not the Saturn's... Well, I mean, it is the Saturn's fault, but, I mean... PlayStation was, like, so much better, but, you know, in Saga, the graphics were quite, impressive for the Saturn, leaps and bounds ahead of anyone else, but, even still, the graphics are bad, but the world is so compelling. And, I'm not really sure what they did that just made it feel so compelling. I remember... They had a Sega Saturn at a Blockbuster, and they had Panzer Dragoon as the demo game, and I was just sort of taken in at this world, this, you know, deserts and these monsters and stuff, and actually I didn't really get into Saturn until, like, 2000 when I was in college, and then I'm like, hey, you know, I'm not, you know, playing much on my N64. I think it was after maybe I got a Dreamcast, and then I was really into Sega stuff, and then I'm like, oh, you know, I always wanted to play Panzer Dragoon, I should get a Saturn, which was like $30 on eBay then, and so it was like, really, really great, because then I loved it, and I ended up paying like, I don't know, $120 for the Panzer Dragoon Saga, because they only made 5,000 of them in the US, and now I have 2 because Dan, other developer, bequeathed his most treasured gaming possessions to me in my collection. But I think it's really great to look at Panzer Dragoon, or look at any game where you feel like the world is so great, and then think about how you can create not just a game, but a world, and think about the rules and the consistency, and I think like Silent Hill 2 and all the Silent Hill series really did a great job of creating the alien feeling of the other world, the rules by which the other world abides, and sometimes it's like, hey, there's no rules, you know, where the other world is about challenging your preconceptions and stuff. But Panzer Dragoon, they did some really interesting things. They made up their own language, which is definitely really interesting. And they I don't know, all the dragons look really alien and all the monsters look really alien, but they all look like they could be living, breathing organisms that exist in a world. So I think that's really remarkable, and I'm not sure how they did that so well, but it's definitely one of the biggest appeals in Panzer Dragoon to me, because even if it's a rail shooter, I feel like I can get lost in that world. I feel like I'm going somewhere else, and certainly that's what we're trying to do with Neverending Nightmares. We're trying to take you into this world of my nightmares and into this world of terrifying things, and I really hope we can deliver on it. So that's my short spiel about Panzer Dragoon. I could talk for hours. I will spare you that, unless you really, really want to. I can do a whole series on Panzer Dragoon, but anyway, if you have an Xbox 360, you should definitely pick up Panzer Dragoon Orta, which was released for Xbox and is backwards compatible. It's not as good as Saga, because Saga was this amazing RPG with really interesting battle systems and things like that, and it didn't have a lot of grinding or padding, which was really remarkable at the time, you know, against like Final Fantasy VII with the 60 hours I think I put into it, but no grinding, short, sweet, amazing stuff. Yeah, but Panzer Dragoon Orta is the classic rail shooter, and really phenomenal, and backwards compatible on the 360. Or if you have an Xbox One, I recommend Crimson Dragon. I played it at E3. I loved it. It had some issues, but it's you know, early-ish build, maybe. I don't know. The game has been in development limbo, but either way, I think it's gonna be amazing. I'm excited about it. So if you're interested, check it out.